Old Stuck-Up. The Fat Controller preferred steam engines on his railway, but he found diesels useful because they could pull either coaches or trucks. "You're versatile," he would say to Boko, "a real mixed traffic engine." Boko was proud of this, but James wasn't impressed. He liked Boko, but treated all other diesels with deep suspicion. "Diesels don't use coal and water," he would say darkly. "How can you trust an engine who isn't normal in his habits?" Visiting diesels often boasted about how special they were. Usually Boko would spend the next day smoothing ruffled feelings. One day, a particularly naughty diesel came from the other railway. When he found he was to share a shed with steam engines, he stopped outside in disgust and refused to go any further. "Why on earth does your controller keep such out-of-date objects?" he growled rudely. "Dirty, smoky, slow things. Ugh!" He shuddered delicately. "On our railway," he continued, "steam engines are kept strictly in their place and aren't allowed on the main line without special permission." Boko, who was showing the diesel around, lost patience. "Stay outside then if you're so proud of it," he said crossly. "I'm going to join my friends." "I hope it's cold tonight and he can't start in the morning," snorted James. "At least someone might want to preserve us. Who'd need him? Old Stuck-Up." The engines were glad when morning came. They went to fetch their trains, and the visitor was left alone. The diesel purred into the empty shed. "That's better. How can I get rest with all that clanking and hissing?" The cleaning equipment and fuel supply were in the part of the shed Boko slept in. Old Stuck-Up was so full of self-importance that he'd forgotten he would need cleaning and refueling for the return trip home. It was late afternoon when he remembered. "If I go now while the shed is empty," he said to himself, "no one will know I've been." He scuttled forward quickly, a bit too quickly. The rails Boko had been on were oily, so he couldn't stop. "Brake blocks and buffers, I'm slipping!" he wailed as his wheels rocked. "Oh no! Someone help me!" He shut his eyes, and with a despairing whoop of horror, he crashed into the back of the shed. "Oh, grease and oil." The diesel was not badly damaged, but a dreadful draft came in through the wall. When the other engines came home, Douglas, who had helped clean up the mess, told them everything. "Ho, ho, ho," chuckled Henry. "Old Stuck-Up came unstuck, did he?" "I say, Boko," inquired James, "what is it the Fat Controller calls you?" "Versatile," chuckled Boko, "but that isn't what he called Old Stuck-Up. I couldn't hear all he said, but it didn't sound very polite, that's for sure." The engines laughed, glad that they would no longer have to worry about Old Stuck-Up.